for helping with the demonstration. I'm going to shorten the history of mariachi music a little bit. Mariachi music is part of mestizo music in Mexico. It's one genre, one branch of mestizo music. Mestizo meaning the mixture of cultures that came together when Europeans came to the Americas, came to the New World, and over a period of hundreds of years with a lot of conflict, a lot of turmoil, social turmoil, political turmoil, cultural turmoil, Mexican culture was formed, and many of the elements of that are absolutely unique, even though we can trace their roots back to different places. And of course, Mexican culture was an advanced culture when the Europeans came. The Aztecs, the Aztec capital, Tenochtitlan, was the second largest city in the world. It was bigger than any city in Europe. The Spaniards, when they saw Tenochtitlan, they were blown away. They had never seen anything like that. And as part of this advanced culture that the Aztecs had developed was music. They had an advanced musical tradition which was tied to religion, and musicians were trained a period of about 10 years, an apprenticeship of 10 years, and they took music so seriously because it was tied to religion that mistakes in performances were punishable by death. If you missed a drum beat, you would be executed. Yeah, no, literally. This is literally true. So they took it very seriously. Well, this musical tradition, when the Spaniards came, they found that music was one of the ways that they could reach the people the most readily. The indigenous peoples of Mexico took to music. They began building instruments they had never seen. Stringed instruments did not exist in the New World. So you had the guitar, you had the violin, you had the harp, all these instruments came, and they were adopted immediately by the indigenous peoples. Over a period of 200 or 300 years, new musical traditions came into being, and one of them was the son. And the son is found all over Mexico. It's played by the mariachi. It's often called the son jalisciense. And the three elements there are indigenous elements, there are European elements, Spanish elements, of course, and the African element is often overlooked, but the African element was very strong in the colonial period in Mexico. Wherever there were mining centers, African slaves were brought in to do the work. And as I told the previous group, I went to Durango a couple of years ago. The founding of Durango is on display in the plaza in front of the oldest church. Founders, 36 jefes de familia españoles, 82 esclavos africanos. There were 3 times as many Africans who founded Durango as there were Europeans. And then, of course, thousands of indigenous people from in the region there. So the African element is evident in the music, especially in the sones with the cross rhythms and so forth. So anyway, we try in the workshops here when the kids come, we try to give them a little bit of background on where the music comes from, what it means, and so forth. We also try to help them out with the instruments, right? If they're in a violin class, we start off by talking about, even if they're in an advanced class, stand up, let's see your position. Or they here, show us some of what the things we see in the classes. First day. Yeah. We see that. Kids that have been playing for 5, 6, 8 years, they don't even know how to hold the instrument. So we start, how do you hold the instrument? How do you hold the bow? How do you pull the bow straight so it doesn't look like a windshield wiper, and then we get into the musical aspect. The violin, of course, you audience members may not be able to identify the defects in the music. If it's out of tune, it's sour. You may not know, oh, the second violins are a little bit flat, or that guy's a little bit sharp or something, but you know that it doesn't sound good. It's out of tune, is ugly. So how do we get the violins to play in tune? We do scales. So we will do this in every class when we start off, and I'll have them demonstrate. So, okay, do 13-year-old, restless 13-year-old kids want to do this? No. But we make them do it. We make them do it. You know, it's like, does an athlete on the football team or basketball team or baseball want to run 5 laps every, you know? No, they don't want to, but they have to. If they want to be in sports, they got to do it. If they want to play the violin in tune, they got to play the scale. So we start off with that. Then we go into the music. And what we're here to demonstrate today is how the violin functions within the mariachi ensemble. And we're using the son, which is the quintessential mariachi genre. This is the song type that captures the essence of the mariachi. And we're going to start off with a son de la negra. And we're going to have them demonstrate one violin. First violin, everybody playing together, just one melody line. Now we add. Hey, I was explaining to your other group, you know, today, the intermediate violin class, about 80 kids in there. How many of you play third violin? 2 kids out of 80. 2 third violins. How many of you play second? 5 or 6. How many of you play first? Everybody. Everybody plays first. So we just heard first violin. But let's add second and third violin to the same little melody, okay, and see what it sounds like. And this is what we try to teach these kids, that if they're part of a group and there's 6 violins, 2 of them are going to play third violin, 2 of them are going to play second, and 2 of them are going to play first. And the third violin is not inferior or not less important than the first. They're equally important. And the sound will show this right now. Much stronger, right? Much more powerful. So we try to teach the students here that they, you know, that if they have a balanced ensemble, they're going to have much more impact musically. So now, violins, of course, are the melody part of the melody section. In addition to the melody section, we have the armonia section, which is composed of vihuela, guitar, and guitarrón. And so we're going to have un pedacito más corto, ¿no? We're going to add just the vihuela. To see what the vihuela does with the violins. 3 violins and. guitarrón and the guitar to this so we can hear it, the whole thing. Yeah, everybody. That would be the sound of the mariachi for, 1750, 1850, 1910, 1920, about 1930, the trumpet was added to that. And, Kate gave it a different character. But this music, without the trumpet, with just the stringed instruments, has all of the power and vitality and energy that we associate with mariachi music, and especially with the song. Well, I'm going to have him do one more. What you guys like to do? You want to do a Gavilancillo? What would be better? Or el Toro ante bueno? Again. El Toro. Okay, same thing. Yeah, okay.
Tira la 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 la, tira la la la, tira la 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 la, ay la 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 la, tira la 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 la, tira la la la, tira la 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 la.
This is a song from Tierra Caliente, the low hot tropical area of Jalisco and Michoacan. Hotter land, hotter rhythms, and of course the voice is one of the instruments of the mariachi. And when I teach, I make all of my students sing. Kids come into the class. Oh, I'm a violinist. No, you're not. You're a violinist and a singer. You're all singers, the way these guys are. So that adds to the vitality. So mariachi music, a treasure. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Thank you.